on the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The Spot, Winnie Mays, is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The Spot, Winnie Mays, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on Coyote News, the School of Health Sciences is getting a new building.
Plus, the Coyotes are going to the NCAA tournament. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening, I'm Delaney Nellis.
And I'm Philip Larson. We'll have those stories and more, but first. After taking the Summit League title in a 5-set thriller over Denver, USD volleyball is in the NCAA tournament for the second time in school history. They'll be facing Missouri in the opening round of the postseason play. USD defeated both Kansas City and Denver in the Summit League tournament to earn the automatic bid over the weekend. Both matches went 5 sets, with the championship game against Denver needing extra points in 4 of 5 sets to win. USD's opening round match with Missouri is next Wednesday morning at 11. The winner faces 9th-ranked Ohio State in the second round. That game will be played at 11 the following morning. The Coyotes last made the NCAA tournament in 2018, where the Coyotes faced Creighton in the first round, losing in straight sets at Creighton. USD returns to Omaha for this year's tournament, where all matches will be played.
The current interim dean of USD School of Education has been named the new permanent dean effective immediately. Dr. Amy Schweinle takes the place of former Dean Donald Easton Brooks, who left the position in 2019. Schweinle formerly served as an Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Studies, as well as in other positions within the School of Education.
Last week, USD broke ground on the new School of Health Sciences building. Coyote News' Jen Harada has details on the construction timeline.
On Thursday, USD students, faculty, and alumni gathered in the parking lot of the Andrew E. Lee Memorial Medicine and Science Building to break ground on the new School of Health Sciences. Prominent figures such as USD's president, Sheila Gestring, spoke at the event.
According to President Gestring, actual construction of the building will begin this week. The new School of Health Sciences will feature modern classrooms, health science labs, simulation centers, study rooms, and more.
Having a modern facility with the kinds of technology and equipment that students are going to graduate and go into the workforce and work with is absolutely important so that they can go from graduation to employment in a seamless way.
The new School of Health Sciences building will be connected to the Andrew E. Lee Memorial Medicine and Science Building. The structure will be 3 stories tall and cover 45,000 square feet. Included in the structure will be a new community dental hygiene clinic. USD received a $1 million gift from the Delta Dental South Dakota Foundation to support USD's dental hygiene program. In honor of the donation, the new dental hygiene clinic will be named the Delta Dental Oral Health Care Center. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Jen Harada.
The new building will house many programs for the School of Health Sciences, including nursing, medical laboratory science, public health and health sciences, and social work.
Have a good idea? USD is hosting their annual showcase for ideas. Idea Fest began this morning and continues through tomorrow throughout the day. The festival's been a staple each spring for over 33 years. Idea Fest celebrates diverse research, creative scholarship, and academic engagement through a series of symposiums. This spring, the annual showcase is virtual. Coyote News' Michael Stake is live in the muck with one of this year's student presenters. Michael?
Thanks, Delaney. And even though Idea Fest is being held virtually this year, you can still interact with the presenters. I'm here with Jeremiah Davis, a current graduate student here at USD. Jeremiah, can you tell us a little bit about your project and why you decided to participate?
Well, as you said, Idea Fest is virtual this year, as most conferences are, and so this is a good opportunity to practice my conference skills and to present my research. My research is focused on early 20th century literature, and so my presentation this morning was an analysis of James Joyce's Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, and comparing his view of faith with the Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard.
Okay. And what does IdeaFest do for both the students and the university?
I think it gives us a platform to engage with other people. It's a great way to look at what other people are doing in terms of research. I'm not just presenting by myself, I'm on a panel with other people. And so I get to interact with them and also get some great feedback from them asking questions.
And what advice would you give to students wanting to participate in IdeaFest?
Find a mentor, find a faculty member to work with, and then ask them questions, and then follow something that you're passionate about, something that you're really interested in. That makes it all the more better if you have a core interest in what you're investigating.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Michael Stake.
Thanks, Michael. IdeaFest continues throughout tomorrow. Phil, how about that storm last night? Can we expect that going forward, or are we going to go back to the nice weather we've been having?
Well, Delaney, it's safe to say that storm had me thunderstruck. We can expect some more rain in the next few days, but then the sun should break out. Right now, it's a cloudy 51 degrees outside, with the low for tonight coming in at 19. There's a 50% chance of rain this evening, starting around 9 and carrying into the night. Tomorrow should be overcast again, full of rain. Friday brings scattered showers with a high of 60 degrees and a low around 39. The sun should peek back out through the clouds over the weekend. Saturday, there's a high of 61 degrees and a low of 34. And that is all for your Coyote weather.
The South Dakota Department of Health reports 295 new coronavirus cases. Active cases are up 2,511. Hospitalizations are down to 83 people. The Health Department reports no new deaths for the 6th day in a row. The state's death toll stands at 1,938. Health systems have distributed vaccine doses to more than 280,000 South Dakotans. Roughly 32% have finished the vaccine series.
Still to come on Coyote News, a local look at an internationally themed event.
The Media and Journalism Department has opened my eyes to a world of new careers and occupations that I never knew were possible.
I'm an M&J major because I wanted to be a part of something that is important, and whether we realize it or not, media and journalism is around us every single day.
The Media and Journalism Department has allowed me to gain pretty hands-on experience and jump right into student media activities.
Gallagher Center for Experiential Learning and Education Abroad provides students once-in-a-lifetime opportunities through many of our student-centered programming.
Through the Gallagher Center, I can find experiences such as service learning, study abroad, national student exchange, and undergraduate research.
Visit our website to learn more about all the cool things you can do through the Gallagher Center.
This is Coyote News.
Last week, one USD organization hosted Around the World Wednesday, combining cultures and cuisine. Last week, the International Club hosted Around the World Wednesday at the Muck Pit, where international students got to present a PowerPoint presentation or video that described their country. The presentation showed different types of landscape, food, celebrations, culture, and music from India and Bangladesh. Alice Lunardelli is the club's president. She says it's a way to share a meal, learn something new, and meet new people. Hot Plate, an authentic Indian restaurant, provided a buffet of food to sample from each of the countries presented. After the food was served, a game of Kahoot was played to learn more about each country. In previous Around the World Wednesday events, France, Greece, and Italy were presented.
Colton Underwood grew his platform first as a record-breaking tight end at Illinois State, played in the NFL, and became the Bachelor on the ABC hit TV show. Now, he impacts USD through his charity known as Colton Underwood Legacy Foundation. We're going back to the muck with Michael Stake to learn more. Michael?
Thanks, Delaney. I'm here with the president of Supporting the Legacy Foundation. So, Can you tell us a little bit about the Legacy Foundation?
So the Legacy Foundation is a foundation that raises awareness and promotes kids with cystic fibrosis. It's a rare genetic disease that kind of makes a thick and sticky mucus in their lungs, and so it makes it hard for them to cough that out. And so they just kind of bring awareness, and they're using that to also help buy medical equipment, such as like an Aflo vest, that helps them get that mucus out.
And what has your organization done for the community?
So we work with 15 different families around South Dakota, and we just kind of do interactions. We get them cards. We bring more awareness to cystic fibrosis, and we do a bunch of fundraising to eventually buy an Aflo vest for a local kid in the community.
And do you have any future plans moving forward?
This fall, we're working with Colton Underwood and Rachel Rockhold, who is who works at the Legacy Foundation, to come to campus and to do a big promotional event.
Thank you. And to reach out to them, you can go to USD Legacy. Live in the Muck, I'm Michael Stick.
Thanks, Michael. To find ways you can get involved, go to the USD Legacy page on Facebook or Instagram and check out the group's current service work.
It's that time of the year. Local drivers are dealing with more potholes around the streets of Vermilion. Several city roads have numerous potholes. Vermilion Street Superintendent Pete John says the potholes are an issue at the start of every spring season. The schedule for repairing the roads around the town is entirely dependent on the weather. The paved streets will be fixed first, and that includes the streets around USD's campus.
While you're driving, it's really hard to manage it, because sometimes when you go through them, it's like a mysterious bump in the car, and everyone just suffers too.
The effects of changing temperatures on the concrete means that it will be time to repair the potholes once again next spring.
During Sanford Vermilion's annual Easter egg hunt, around 200 kids showed up. Last Wednesday, kids from ages 1 to 6 were able to hunt eggs at the local Sanford Care Center. Typically, the residents would be outside watching and interacting with the kids, but due to COVID, they had to stay inside. Several volunteers came to help hide the 4,500 Easter eggs and guide the children to their designated areas. Carrie James works at the Sanford Vermilion Care Center, and this year was her first time being the activities supervisor.
Everybody is supposed to wear a mask to our event. The mask is required, and same with volunteers. We aren't going inside at all.
Fifth graders from Jolly Elementary, along with residents, helped pack the eggs with candy in a socially distanced space. This annual event has been going on for over a decade. James says Sanford Vermilion just wants to contribute to the community and the children. Sierra, I hear the football season is over.
That's right, Delaney. We're going to talk about that and more when we come back.
This is Coyote News.
This is your Coyote Sports. I'm Sierra Prue. If you haven't heard by now, the spring football season has come to an official end. The Missouri Valley Football Conference matchup between the Coyotes and the Jackrabbits, scheduled to be played in Brookings, has been canceled following a positive test within the USD football program. On Monday, the conference announced the rivalry game would not be rescheduled. An 8-game season turned into a 4-game season, ending 1-3 in conference play. Athletic Director David Herbster's prediction of a different kind of season rang true. The team has an 11-game fall schedule that starts with a matchup against the Big 12's University of Kansas, followed by a home opener against Northern Arizona. The USD soccer team picked up a pair of wins last week with 2 straight shutouts over North Dakota State. The Coyotes began the 2-game series against the Bison on Thursday in the annual Pinkout match. The offensive game started slow, with neither team scoring a goal in the first half. However, the Coyotes came out strong in the second half with a goal by Jordan Centino in the first 5 minutes. Then USD picked up the pace with Alexis Mitchell, scoring 2 goals for the Yotes. The Bison couldn't recover from the Yotes' second half offensive attacks, and USD won Thursday's game 3-0. USD shut out the Bison 3-0 again in Saturday's game. In their next match, the Coyotes will travel to North Dakota to take on the Fighting Hawks on Friday and Saturday. After a successful Saturday home opener for the Coyote track and field team, the USD men found out on Monday that they're ranked in the nation's top 25 for the second straight week. The men captured 7 new marks, including an outdoor best in pole vault from Ethan Bray. Bray's fellow vaulters Eric Hamer and Caleb Ellis and Marshall Farrett also set best at the meet. The 4x100 meter relay team broke a facility record. The squad includes Virgil Stewart, DeMar Francis, Ardale Inlay, and Dylan Kotz. Other records were marked in high jump and hurdles. The Coyotes are scheduled to compete Friday and Saturday here at home for the South Dakota Challenge. The Coyote softball team started Summit League play by winning 3 out of 4 games against North Dakota. The team played home games following an almost 2-year absence. USD won its first game on Friday by a score of 4-3 and fell in their second game 9-5. In Friday's matchups, 5th-year senior Camille Fowler led the Coyotes in batting with 5 total hits and 2 triples. On Saturday, US prevailed in both games by scores of 9-7 and 1-0. Coyote pitcher Sarah Lisco held the Fighting Hawks scoreless and recorded 1 strikeout in Saturday's second matchup. The Coyote softball team will be back in action this weekend against North Dakota State. That's all for your Coyote sports. Coming up on Coyote News, students gave us an insight who their celebrity guilty pleasure is on social media.
Lately, you might have seen one of these red stands around campus and wondered, hey, what's the Volant? Well, actually, it's pronounced the Volant. We've served as the student's voice since 1887. We capture the moments and the stories that matter and bring them to you for free on both digital and print platforms. News, verb, sports, opinion. It's important to you, it's important to us, because, well, we're one and the same. We're the Volant. Pick us up.
PAVE is promoting awareness, victim empowerment, but it's more than that. PAVE is hope, community, inspiring, change, friendship, diverse, USD, understanding, important, dedicated, powerful. PAVE is shattering the silence of sexual violence.
This is Coyote News.
We all have that one celebrity we follow on social media that we don't always care to admit.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students who their celebrity guilty pleasure is.
Here's what they had to say.
I would probably say my guilty pleasure, if I had to pick anyone, would probably be Ariana Grande.
I love Chris Clemens. I watch him all the time. He's my favorite.
LeBron James, and just because he has a lot of good, highlights.
Davis Edwards or Hitch a Ride.
Tom Holland because he's Spider-Man. I've always preferred The Rock. I just love all his movies.
Robert Downey because he's Iron Man.
I think Ryan Reynolds.
Sophia Nygaard.
Probably Zac Efron.
Savon Ayla because I love her lifestyle.
Ariana Grande because she just has a lot of confidence in herself.
UND hockey because they're really really good, even though they got beat last week.
Zac Efron, because he's really cute.
Adrian Jacks. He's a good football player.
Addison Rae, I think she's like the coolest person.
Kylie Jenner, because she's aesthetically pleasing.
Megan Thee Stallion, because she's the love of my life.
Childish Gambino.
Rihanna because of her and A$AP Rocky.
Definitely Kirk Cousins because I think he's really hot.
Ariana Grande because I like Italian women.
I do like to keep up with the Kardashians.
I cannot say the same. I personally would rather keep up with my grades and preserve my sanity. A Texas woman has cut her fingernails for the first time in nearly 30 years. The holder of the Guinness World Record for longest fingernails on a pair of hands broke her own record before cutting her own nails. Ayanna Williams first held the record in 2017 when her fingernails were measured at 226.9 inches. They were measured again before being cut, and the new record stands at just over 288 inches. Williams' nails will now go on display at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Orlando Auditorium in Florida.
Be sure to pick up this week's issue of the Volant with a look at a tobacco shop selling local artwork.
That's all for Coyote News. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat.
And watch and listen for Coyote News daily updates throughout the week on KAOR and the Coyote News social media pages.
Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.